into office do not continue to blame their predecessors. You, sir, have committed far more egregious budgetary errors than the Bush administration could have ever dreamed of. Mr. Obama's financial plans, his economic plans, are an unmitigated disaster that are destroying the United States economy. There is no other way to put it. There is no previous president in this country who set out to do what Barack Obama is doing. No president in the history of this country sought to destroy the economy of the United States of America. Barack Obama must want that to happen because that's what his policies are doing, and today he doubled down on them. He is not retracting them. He's not trying an alternative. He is doubling down on that which has led us to 9.4% unemployment. Even today, he's speaking about how the good news in unemployment is that only 345,000 people lost their jobs last month, as opposed to 600,000 the prior month. So this is good news. Never mind that we've reached a 25-year high in unemployment. Never mind that not one program of his has helped anybody revitalize their own economic fortunes. His policies have put nothing but boulders and obstacles in front of everybody. We find out today, ladies and gentlemen, from none other than, I think, the Detroit Free Press. The Detroit Free Press has a big story on how it was Steve Rattner, the car czar of Obama, who forced the bankruptcy on Chrysler. Chrysler didn't want it. They had secured some concessions from the UAW to freeze wages, to promise no strikes for 6 years, to reduce the pension contributions and all that, and the administration wouldn't hear of it. They demanded bankruptcy. They demanded a deal with Fiat. Chrysler did not want it. The administration forced it on them. We have autocratic control of the U.S. economy in as many sectors as Obama can secure. The next big one is health care, and if he gets that, you can say goodbye to the notion of freedom as you have known it, because virtually every aspect of your life can be regulated on the premise that any risky behavior that they define as risky is going to raise healthcare costs. And so the objective to keep healthcare costs down will allow them to dictate what you eat, what kind of car you drive, how far you can drive it, where you can, if they want to. Think no limits. This is what is desired. I didn't know it when I did the open to the program. When I had the Gorbachev op-ed today, in which Gorbachev claims that we need to junk capitalism and have our own perestroika. This is the man who collapsed his own economy, advising the United States and the entire West on how to collapse theirs. I did not know that today's Pravda made the same point. I have been informed. I have been sent the Pravda story. It's not something I regularly read in the daily show prep process. Their headline, Obama becomes America's Gorbachev. History may repeat itself 2 or 3 times or even reach the point which Francis Fukuyama described as the end of history. The U.S. historian of Japanese origin introduced the notion during the time when there were 2 dominating superpowers in the world, the U.S. and the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union collapsed and Russia lost much of its international influence, the USA became the world's #1 superpower. That was the time when U.S. presidents started making one mistake after another. Their mistakes eventually led to the phenomenon, which is currently known as the clash of civilizations. America needed an enemy. America needed oil. Both were found in one country, Iraq. They go on and on to describe some of the mistakes that they think we were made. They go on to make the point that Barack Obama has become America's Gorbachev. Gorbachev presided over the destruction of the Soviet Union. And Barack Obama is presiding over the destruction of the United States of America. There is no other way to say this. Given the economic numbers that we have, given the 25-year record unemployment, given that there is no positive economic news anywhere, wouldn't somebody with common sense and a brain think that after, let's count them up here, this is just, we have 5 months, and then we add October, November, after 8 months of an amount of spending that equals $11 trillion and an over $2 trillion budget deficit this year, after 8 months of stimulating the economy in ways that have never been done, under the theory that this was the only way to revive our U.S. economy, isn't it time to stop and say, wait a minute? The political solutions not only aren't working, they are making it worse. 8 months. And this kind of spending is enough of a proving ground for me. Sad fact is, I, and many of you in this audience, don't need a proving ground because we have history on our side. We know where this kind of thing has been tried structurally and philosophically and in reality, and we know the disaster that awaits. It hasn't worked any time it's been tried. The only reason somebody in this day and age thinks it'll work is because of the personality of Obama. The personality, the cult-like followers of one man think that it is possible because he's a different kind of guy. I need to find an audio soundbite here for you. Sit tight, folks. It's from the state-run Newsweek. Let's see. I want you to grab audio soundbite number 8, Mr. Broadcast Engineer. Back in 2007, Evan Thomas of Newsweek magazine was asked, "Did you guys think you're being awfully hard on George W. Bush?" No, said Evan Thomas of Newsweek. Our job is to bash the president. That's what the media does. Our job's to bash the president. Now, Newsweek is government-run media. Evan Thomas, Friday night on MSNBC, got a question. The question was this. You remember 1984? That wasn't 100 years ago. Reagan, World War II, the sense of us as the good guys in the world. How are we doing? Listen to this answer.
We were the good guys in 1984. It felt that way. It hasn't felt that way in recent years. So Obama's had really a different task. We were seen too often as the bad guys, and he has a very different job from Reagan. Was all about America. And you talked about it. Obama we are above that now. We're not just parochial. We're not just chauvinistic. We're not just provincial. We stand for something. I mean, in a way, Obama's standing above the country, above the world. He's sort of God. He's going to bring all different sides together.
He's bringing nobody together, but there you have it. Government-run Newsweek, Evan Thomas, he's a god. Obama is a god. Reagan was parochial. Reagan, he only cared about America. But Obama's above that now. He's not chauvinistic. We're not just provincial. Ronald Reagan was not provincial. Ronald Reagan understood American exceptionalism. Ronald Reagan understood America's greatness. Ronald Reagan understood America's role in the world for good. Mr. Thomas Barack Obama sees America's role in the world as not good. It is offensive to the sensibilities of millions of people to hear a member of the state-run media refer to a half-black, half-white human being with no experience running anything of substance referred to as a god. He may be president of the United States, but he's not a god. Sadly, too many people look at him that way, which is why they can watch with their own eyes and experience with their own lives the destruction of their own lives economically, and still find a way to hold the man responsible for it, Barack Obama, blameless. We'll be back. Sit tight.
No rush, and you'll know the truth on the EIB Network. And now, America's newest all-night sensation,
Tom Daschle.
Coast to Coast.
Hi, and welcome to Late Night Coast to Coast with Tom Daschle, where anything paranormal, delusional, even extraterrestrial can happen. We have a call on our Texas line. Hi, Bill. What's on your mind?
This is Bill Burkett, secret source for CBS. You're not going to believe this.
We believe everybody, Bill. And we send emails with your thoughts and concerns to the network news guys.
Well, George W. Bush made me vote for him through a kind of mind